All right, so we are back, and I planned on doing this video a while ago, but something else very small, like Floyd Mayweather fighting Deji, got in the middle of it, so I had to postpone. But we're back anyway to break down the press conference between Jake Paul and Anderson Silva. But before we do that, Anderson Silva is a legend in the combat sports game, but we have two legends in the making, active and fighting this Saturday, and I'm talking about Canelo Triple G. You already know we are going to be live for our watch party here at 6 p.m. PST. The two previous fights have been back and forth, toss-up fights, razor-thin, difficult decision, but I have an easy choice for you if you're looking to bet on those fights Saturday night and more using the sponsor of today's video and the live stream on Saturday, MyBookie. That's right, guys, MyBookie.ag. It's the spot to be for all your sports betting needs, and if you are betting on the fights this Saturday, use code WADE when you sign up for up to $1,000 in deposit match bonuses. Personally, I think Canelo takes this fight in another close decision, but Triple G is still Triple G, and if you want to put some money down on an underdog, he's the guy you should pick because that right hand and that left hook always have power. But outside of that, NFL Sunday is right around the corner as well. So if your favorite team's an underdog, you want to hit some parlays and make some slick cash doing so, MyBookie.ag is the spot for you. Again, use code WADE when you sign up for up to $1,000 in deposit match bonuses. And lastly, guys, sports betting and gambling is for those of legal age, and please always gamble responsibly. Thank you to MyBookie for sponsoring this video, and now let's get into the breakdown. So Jake Paul, Anderson Silva, they had their first press conference. Was this another chapter in the problem child's mind games, or did Jake Paul unintentionally and respectfully fall right into the trap of a spider's web? Confused? I'll explain. The breakdown, let's go.
Well. Here we are. Look at this.
Chael just walks right up to the mic and gets going. I don't know why I found that so funny. I don't know if I should or have to say this, but what I meant when I said Uncle Chael, I'm just talking about the man with the biggest arms this side of West Lynn, Oregon. The man that said it didn't matter if it was 1-on-1, 4-on-1, or 5-on-1. After they fight Chael P, they're all gonna need 9-1-1. Look at this, man. Oh my God, you guys don't realize the legends these two are and were back in their day. You're talking about two guys in that 2010 era UFC. One, Anderson was in his, I wouldn't say prime, but he was still taking over and just destroying everyone in the UFC before he came up against Chael. And Chael was that guy that didn't care about any of it. He was the mouth, he had the wins, he had the bravado. He was the one that would get inside Anderson's head, and their rivalry was flat out insane. And to see him on stage being friendly and chatting with each other is really cool because I never thought I'd see that from these two. So that's dope, man. We got Jake coming to the stage. What in God's name is my man Jake wearing? I know this is drip. I understand I'm an old man, but this dude has brass knuckles on his chest that looks like a Connect 4 of Fat Lady toe rings. And honestly, I have no idea who let this man in the venue looking like Mr. Clean's fucking bodyguard.
You do have an opponent who's being respectful. He's not getting under your skin. Is that a tactic? And are you prepared for it?
Many years ago, how many years ago you come with your brother and I take picture with you? You know, it's insane.
That was crazy, man. That's crazy. They did. Jake and Logan, this is something I will never like shit on anyone for, is working hard until your idols become your rivals. Jake being such a big fan of Anderson Silva, idolizing him and showing that respect. This is a different side of Jake that we've never seen as far as fight promotion goes. And I think it's pretty cool. I think it shows people a different side of Jake that maybe you don't get to see the asshole, cocky, arrogant, dickhead. And it's tough because, yes, you still need to sell pay-per-views, but for this one, I think it does sell itself. So I do like the respect Jake's showing. And Anderson is going to be a very respectful guy, but keep in your mind what I said about that spider's web, because Anderson always sets a trap.
I respect this man. I'm still going to knock him out, but respectfully knock him out.
Maybe not. It's fine, you know.
I love that, though. I love it because, again, Jake doesn't have to be an asshole. He can say what he wants to say, and then Anderson can come back and respectfully say, yeah, don't think so. Like, I love that. That is all I need to sell this fight.
Question for Jake. He's a respectful man. You have a great demeanor up there on stage. Is there any side bets that you're willing to take with this guy leading up to the fight?
Schmo asking the bet question. No, Schmo, we're done with the bets. I don't want these fighters taking Jake's bets anymore. Just go out and fight. The only bet I want to see is who is better in the ring. No more of these side bets, man. Come on.
I was going to say, if you beat me, I'll get a spider tattoo.
No, stop,
But-
bro.
but-
Let me
Okay,
tell you
yeah,
something.
Anderson shutting him down. Okay.
No. You don't need to put in the spike tattoo. I know you're my fan. Don't worry.
Yeah. I don't know if Anderson even knows he just threw a little shot at Jake. I don't think he even knows what he said. And this is the genius of Anderson, because you don't know if he's being genuinely humble and being like, you don't have to do that. I know that you like me. I don't want you to have to do any of that and get tattoos. Or if he's just throwing a little shot in there to be like, yeah, you know, you're my fan. You don't have to do that. We all know. This is what I'm talking about with that web Anderson weave. Even when you don't think about it, they're still there.
Question.
Oh my guys, this what is her name? Grandma Habib. This lady is like an uber fan of the UFC. I think she stayed at the UFC PI one time for like hours waiting to meet Habib Nurmagomedov.
Question. Which round do you think you're going to knock out Mr. Silva?
Okay, turn it on the MMA community, Grandma Habib.
Oh, it won't go more than 5.
Ooh. That's interesting. 5 round. Look at Anderson's face. He's like, you sure about that? I really want to know his strategy for this, because I truly don't have an idea as to what they're trying to do here. Like, how does Jake get this job done? Because Anderson is going to put volume on him. He is the better striker. Yes, his age makes his chin a little bit more, I guess, susceptible, but Jake still has to land that shot, and he still has to set it up, and he still has to get to his right hand or to, you know, whatever his left hook after the uppercut, whatever it's going to be from him, he still has to get to it. And unless Anderson plays with him, I don't know if Jake's got the skill to get there. So him saying round 5 KO, I guess it has to be, right? He has to knock Anderson out, but I don't know, unless Anderson just doesn't take him serious enough, how he actually does that. Okay, so I saw this online after. This is when Logan and Jake recreated the picture that Jake and Logan took with Anderson 10 years ago that I was talking about earlier. So that's why Logan's on stage. I can't say much other than, okay, that's a cool moment. This is crazy though. Anderson and Chael hugged up like this. Who would have thought it 10 years ago? Nobody, bro. Nobody. I'm telling you, that rivalry was that real back then.
You never come to my house to my barbecue.
The barbecue.
Man.
Oh my God.
Okay, here's the thing. I didn't think it was a sincere offer. If I knew I was really invited,
course, bro.
and then I didn't know if your wife forgave me, it was
Oh man.
the real
Oh, man.
answer why I didn't
You
come.
need to come, please.
In Brazil.
No, here in Brazil, a lot of people try to kill you. Trust me. I hate you in Brazil.
Bro, that, okay, this is insane. I don't know if you guys know what you just heard. That's like a little Easter egg that you would see in your movie and go, that's the thing. The barbecue story is, and you heard Chael say it right there, I don't know if your wife forgave me. Chael Sonnen 10 years ago said some things that Chael Sonnen of today probably wouldn't say in the climate that currently the world is in. Let's just say Chael had some choice words for Anderson and his wife leading up to, I think it was their first fight, maybe the second, I don't remember. And it was about his wife cooking / making something for Chael. And then the fight actually happened and Anderson won. And on the mic, Anderson invited Chael to a cookout. And again, this is the first time they've seen each other in 10 years. So that was pretty cool. All right, so that was pretty much the press conference between Jake and Anderson. There was a lot of complimentary things said back and forth, and there wasn't too much other than the stuff that we already covered to take away, but Jake did do a post-fight interview with the guys from Morning Combat, Luke Thomas, Brian Campbell, and he dropped some gems that I absolutely want to take a look at. And again, keep in mind what I keep talking about. Jake having to overcome a spider's web and possibly a hero's trap. Let's take a look.
We have seen fights in the past, like for example in MMA, Pat Barry versus Krokop, where one guy was a fan of the other one, and it actually in real time did impact his ability to deliver the kind of fight that he wanted to. How are you going to manage? Do you have a plan for like tunnel vision? You're not fighting the legend, you're just fighting a guy, so that some of these like feelings of, you know, being cordial with him don't influence the fight.
This is the question I was waiting on someone to ask. Let's hear what Jake has to say, and then I'll tell you exactly what I'm talking about.
It's just like in sparring, right? When your coaches are like, hey, let's try to go like 80% today. As soon as you start hitting each other in the face, that goes out the fucking window. No one's going 80%. You're going full go.
That's what happens to Jake. Most people can understand a technical spar versus a hard spar and adhere to the guidelines put on them so they can learn what the techniques are supposed to do, not just go in and fight every time. But Jake, on the other hand, says, F all that. We're just going to fight.
And so this is no different in this fight. As soon as we hit each other in the face, we're going to be like, oh, F you. I like you, but F you. I'm going to knock you out. And so all the friendly shit's going to go out the window as soon as the bell rings.
It's easy to say and very, very hard to do to convert your idol into a rival, especially in combat sports. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. What Jake's about to have to overcome is really threefold. One, Anderson Silva is one of the greatest strikers to ever live. Two, Jake idolized this man. You heard him say, I was on the couch watching this dude as a kid. He has pictures with him, signed autographs. There's a portion of Jake's mind behind the receding hairline and the holes in his brain that does still idolize Anderson Silva and still sees him like the kid Jake was only a decade ago. So he's gonna have to overcome that and do so while dealing with the third part, which I call the spider's web. Anderson Silva is such a nice guy that he will lull you into being nice with him to then go out and take your head off. Look back at Anderson's UFC career. In the pre-fight build for most of his fights, Anderson was a pretty cordial guy leading right up until that last day that we'll probably see in this fight, where Anderson would get super intense at the weigh-ins and then the fight would happen. It was a mental game he was playing. I wonder if Jake and his team realized that, yes, Anderson is being genuine when he says he respects Jake and all those things, but can they recognize the wolf in sheep's clothing that is Anderson? Because on fight night, you're not getting, oh, thank you, Jake, I'm really respectful for taking this fight. Anderson's gonna come to take your head off. You heard Chael say it. You don't play games with the spider. Jake has to be able to walk through all of that, recognize the spider's web, and avoid the traps. So there it is, man. Jake and Anderson, the press conference. Listen, there wasn't a ton here to take away other than some cool, lighthearted moments, but I do want you all to keep in mind what I said. Jake isn't just fighting a guy the skill level of Anderson Silva. He is fighting the spider Anderson Silva. And I know Jake says he's gonna be able to put all that aside, and truly he does not give a fuck sometimes. It's just why he takes the fights he does. But I guarantee you that through the tattoo bleached skin in his head, his brain still remembers those things, and that it's going to be hard to forget. And I know, say what you will about Anderson's age, with that age comes experience, and with that experience comes wisdom, and Jake has never fought someone with the fight IQ and ability to use it in real time that Anderson's going to have. So let me know what you guys think. Can Jake separate the spider from the man he's fighting? Can he overcome years and years of main event and fight experience? Can Jake find a way to eradicate the spider? Because I absolutely think that's what he's going to have to do. Guess we'll find out.